Barnaby Anderson, your host for the day. Let me just, I'm going to open up the screen sharing so you can see my screen. And let me just get that started. Awesome. Welcome, everybody, to, hey, yeah, it's great to see you all as well. Thanks for coming on. So welcome. We've got people from around the world coming in today to find out about CFIRE, about crypto is fire. So it's great to have you here with us. And what some of you might be already part of CFIRE, crypto is fire. Some of you might be coming for the first time today to check it out. So I'm going to be walking through the homepage just so you can get an understanding of what we're actually offering here over on cryptoisfire.ai. And well, why has it got the AI instead of like a .com? You might be wondering, because what we have here is an incredible breakthrough with using AI to personalize your experience of education with finance, with crypto. We're showing you how to set up a new kind of financial future for yourself using DeFi, using decentralized finance. That's one of the core elements of what CFIRE has to offer you. And it's only one of several. And I'm going to break that down for you in a moment, because what you have here with CFIRE is not only the ability to learn how to start generating passive, high yield returns for yourself. And who doesn't want that at the moment? A way to generate passive income streams directly under your control inside of your own crypto wallet. And you can go through this page. I'm not going to go through all the details, but one of the very interesting parts, if you scroll down, is the calculator here. This shows you exactly how even a relatively small amount of money inside these crypto DeFi, decentralized finance platforms, can start generating for you and your family a consistent daily return. And by the way, first up, everything at CFIRE, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. It's only for educational and even entertainment purposes only. But I'm really appreciative of you being here with us today. Out of curiosity, I'm sure you're quite fascinated by how is it that the markets have changed so much very recently, as we're seeing Bitcoin once again rising above $100,000. You can see here in the chart, this is actually the weekly Bitcoin chart. And once again, just in the past month alone, we've seen Bitcoin skyrocket almost 30%. And that's the thing with crypto, right? It's volatile. It has big moves, way bigger than traditional markets. And that is because it is a fully worldwide liquidity situation where money is pouring in. That's what liquidity is. Money's pouring in from all over the world 24/7. That means it's not like a traditional stock market where you have trading periods and weekends and off times. Not at all. Not with crypto. And so because anybody can participate, and that's the other thing, it's deregulated. It's decentralized. That means that there's nobody holding the purse strings or blocking you from participating. Anybody worldwide can be buying and selling Bitcoin 24/7 any day of the week. And so what we have inside of Crypto is Fire is a platform that walks you through exactly how you can make use of this new innovative area of finance that's called DeFi, decentralized finance, where you can actually use crypto as programmed money. It's going to sound a bit strange, to generate a yield for yourself. And if that all sounded a bit peculiar, that's why I built CFIRE for you. I built it because it does require education to wrap your head around, well, to understand, well, what are even meme coins? How do these meme coins work? Why do they go up so much in value? And what even is decentralized finance? And how can you generate a yield? So everything at CFIRE, and by the way, it stands for, obviously, crypto is fire. Well, what is FIRE? FIRE stands for financial independence to retire early. So that's actually from the very top of the page. And I didn't invent that. FIRE has actually been around. There are groups online that have been going for 30 odd years. that share this message of financial independence to retire early. And who doesn't want that, right? And so that's a general term. It's not a brand that anybody owns. It's just a concept out there that I wanted to bring into the crypto space to help you, to help families, to help people actually get started understanding how to make use of an entirely new realm of finance, which people haven't been educated. And it is more technical because you need to have your own crypto wallet set up. It brings a lot of responsibility back to you. And that's why, remember, no financial advice here. We're not even telling you to move any sums of money, let alone large sums, because the returns are so enormous that you can make. I'm just going to show you, for example, how kind of ridiculous this is. And I don't want to freak any of you out. You might even struggle with understanding how this is even possible. How is it that, within essentially, this is a 2-year period here, okay, across 25 months. How is it possible that even starting with just $2,000 and adding in $5 a day or $35 a week can generate over 500% return with a $40,000 withdrawable amount in 25 months? Call that 2 years. You can see, and you can play with this from the CFIRE website. You can come over here, you can adjust the number of days. This is on a compounding of 0.33% daily. That's right, folks. It's 1/3% daily. And that's the kind of thing that we're teaching here, step by step. You can come over to the CFIRE, to the Crypto is Fire website, play with this calculator, go through it, and experiment for yourself, just even on the front end. And then guess what? If you love what you're hearing here, I recommend and encourage you just to sign up even for free. That's right. You can join this for free. And what do you get when you go into the back end for free? Well, you get access to a huge amount of material. You can see here, this is the back end. This is what it looks like. And I have actually built over 1,000 lessons, but don't worry about that. You don't have to go through all of those. Even when you join for free, you get access in here to everything about, well, welcome, like to CFIRE. How does it work? How does that calculator function? Each of these areas you can click into, even like, well, what is crypto? You can start going through these sections here. Every single one of them has videos. You can go through here and watch these videos, step-by-step instructions you can read about. So all of these lessons have all been put in here for you. And to explain to you exactly the differences between, let's say, NFTs to your private keys, what are they? How does Ethereum function? What is Bitcoin? How to get started with Bitcoin? You get access to all of that, even just at the free level. And so we have multiple levels here in CFIRE. And I understood that getting access to all of that material, that would be a lot for anybody. But I am walking you through, showing you step by step. It starts with the introductions. It starts with what is Bitcoin. But down here in the bottom corner, you've got your AI companion that we call CFIRE. And just as a cute name for the chatbot, this is an intelligent AI system that's been built from the ground up to understand crypto, to understand financial markets. And it becomes your personal tutor, where, in fact, you don't even have to go through the lessons. The lessons are here for you. If you want to start studying and going through this, please do, even at the free level. But you can go through, and if you wanted to just jump in and not go through the lessons, you can just click on actually the CFIRE AI training bot, which is your 24/7 companion. And you can just come in here and you can chat to it and ask it questions. And this could be your main point of access. Meaning, if you want to understand how to set up a wallet, if you want to understand, well, what to do with the markets today, you can use this personal AI companion anytime you want. If you have any questions, so you don't even need to go through all the lessons. The lessons are actually the backup. The lessons are the intelligence behind the AI. You can go through them, every video that's there, but you could even just ask the CFIRE bot, well, what should I do today, being the middle of May 2025? Can you show me the best videos that I should watch? I want to understand how to do this in 5 minutes. What are the 5 top things I should be doing this week with my portfolio? I'm hoping that you're getting a bit excited about that you're starting to see, like, wow, you didn't even know potentially that was possible. Because when you go through this, you can see that there are a lot of sections in here. But what I've really built the program around is for you to go in and access learning how to make money, how to generate that DeFi yield. We've got members, people who are putting in relatively small sums and making over $100 a day. $100 a day. And you need to learn how to do that step by step. That's how I built out the program. And how much time does that actually take? Let me tell you, I'm running that obviously I'm doing that system myself. And so when I'm setting this up, it's taking me 5 to 10 minutes daily to manage. 5 to 10 minutes a day. And it's generating a variance between 120 to 250 per day. And so if you're curious about that, if you're interested, like, well, how does that work? That's what this program is about. It's about you coming in and learning. And so when we go down the page, you can find out a lot of material. There's a lot here, but these are the main packages. Now, I did say that we've got a range of packages, but for you to start making that passive income, you access that material in our educational platform from the Ignition $1,555, the 155. From that level up, that's where you learn the step-by-step system of how to actually generate the yield. If you want to go a bit deeper and actually have personalized VIP webinars where you get to actually ask questions, that's at the Meteor level. And if you want to go all the way and understand exactly how to set up international structures and create generational wealth, that's what that supernova level is all about. But I do break it down. When you go through the list here, you can see all the different sections that you're getting access to. But if you wanted to see a cross section, you can see here how there are these 8 levels starting from free. And then inside of the free level, that's where you get access to what is crypto, what is Bitcoin, how do wallets work, all of that for free. But then if you upgrade to the $7, these are yearly memberships, folks. In the $7 Spark level, that's where you discover all about how money works, how tokens work. And the $99 level, that's when things start to get really interesting. Not only now are you learning about privacy, but you're learning about exchanges. And under the Lightning level, that's where you start learning about how to make money and how to read charts. And that's for $330, a bit less than $1 a day. But if you really want to access the passive yield and know how to make that $100+ a day, that's when you go to the Ignition level and things really start ramping up from there, as I explained. But what we're really excited about today is the breakthrough announcements that we have over here at CFIRE, that from the $99 level and up, we are launching our full crypto wallet platform. And it has a lot of functions. This is hot off the press, folks. What we actually have here is something that nobody else really has in the world. We are giving you access to a complete financial command center at CFIRE, where you'll have your own account, your own fiat dollar euro account, where people can wire in funds. You can send out funds. We connect it to our crypto MasterCard. You'll get access to a CFIRE spendable MasterCard where you can send in funds, you can send in crypto, you can hold that Bitcoin, that Ethereum inside a secure wallet. That's what we've got here for you. We've built out a system where the funds are fully under your control. That means that nobody else can even access them. I know this is a lot to take in, folks. It's very exciting how what we have here is not only an educational system to take you by the hand and show you, but we have a complete integration with the traditional finance world where you have your own account to move funds in, swap them around. It's multi-currency into any currencies you want. Anybody can pay into your account and you can switch that and put that into crypto and hold it however you want, whatever currency, and you can spend it on the MasterCard. Those are the two main pillars that we have here, but there is even a bit more. We've got many more things coming out, but these two are exceptionally exciting for you. And I'd have to say that the third one there would be, if you're excited about this, if you're seeing the potential for making returns for you and your family and getting this passive yield coming through, well, we do actually have an exciting referral program where, as an affiliate, if you like what you're seeing here, you can share this and you will start earning 30% right off the bat on each of these. That means that each person that you introduce to the Ignition level, you'll get paid $500. Each person at the Meteor level, you get paid $1,000. And each person at the Supernova, you get paid $2,300. And it gets sent to you directly in your new account, the CFIRE app that I was mentioning, which is a wallet and full fiat account, multi-currency. That's getting wired and sent directly in there as crypto. So as you share this with people, you start to earn crypto directly. Can you see how this can work for you? It becomes like a flywheel of profitability What we're recommending, and there's no actual financial advice here, folks, remember that. What we're saying is you can learn the ropes. You can come in at the ignition level. You could even put, up to you though, you'll have to decide this. You could decide to put a small amount in to those DeFi systems, very small, just to see how they function, to see how they generate a yield, to validate it for yourself. Because people, yes, they're putting in some thousands of dollars, not large amounts even, like less than $10,000, even less than $5,000, and able to generate, even over $100 a day. And I'm not saying that you should do that. I'm saying you could start, if you wanted to, with no financial advice, with a very small amount, just to validate for yourself in that first month or two. And once you see it working, imagine when you go and tell your friends. And then from there, you just share your affiliate link, and CFIRE pays you directly into the CFIRE app, which is your full account management, your financial command center, where you can switch those funds around, but now you're earning $500 or $1,000 a pop. Imagine then that you take that, which has got zero risk to you, because that was like just free money that you just got paid. You might want to spend that on your family, your mortgage, your groceries, to go out for dinner. You can do whatever you like with that. You can directly send it to your MasterCard or back to your original bank account. Okay. But you could also put it into the DeFi, and you suddenly start seeing that $1,000 that you earned from suggesting somebody to join Ignition or Meteor, those levels. And now, because you've earned that from the DeFi, now you are generating a yield. Imagine what starts to happen when you see that. Now you're going to tell even more people, and more people are going to come in and join, and they themselves will repeat that process where they share it. They earn the commissions from the referral fees that they've generated, and you can, because you're earning them in crypto, but you can convert it back to dollars or euros or pesos or whatever you like, and you can send it wherever you like, whichever bank account you want, or you can keep it in your wallet. We're giving you this secure, solid rock wallet that you can use in any fashion that you want. You could, if you chose, put it into the DeFi systems to start generating this kind of yield for yourself. In that first month, if you just told 2 people, you could take that and put that $2,000 to work in crypto, and you'd have, in less than 2 years, you'd have over $30,000 to $40,000. It is quite ridiculous. And that's why you need to learn how this functions, because we're giving you access to a breakthrough in financial intelligence systems that nobody has seen before. Even though, let me tell you, it's not quite true that nobody's seen it. I've been doing DeFi. Let me just tell you a bit about myself. You could probably detect I have an accent. Many people obviously know who I am on the call, but you might not. I'm originally from Australia. I've been a tech entrepreneur for over 30 years. I was running the first ever web design company back in '95 in Australia. So that's how things began for me. I was always at that front end, that pointy spear of tech innovation. But what fascinated me the most was bringing e-commerce and helping people free themselves worldwide. And that's what I've always been about, is sharing with people how they can elevate their family's finances. And so I kept on growing. And once I saw crypto arrive, when I saw Bitcoin, I was there in 2011. And then finally, when I saw Ethereum show up in 2015, and then I was invited to go and speak to Harvard, to Stanford, even to Davos, putting on my own cryptocurrency conferences. I've traveled the world and taught and trained thousands of people at conferences. And so that has given me this huge background to be able to bring all of this to you so that you can start to see the exact steps. So this is like the perfect moment. And I guess I was really waiting for AI to come in, because we've built CFIRE to help hundreds, thousands, actually hundreds of thousands of people to learn what has actually been only privy to a few. These tech geeks like myself, I've been doing these DeFi systems, earning hundreds of dollars daily, all this last 6 years. Sure, it's been an up and down road because crypto, as you can see, it's volatile, but there is a lot that you can learn step by step without risking your family's hard-earned money, because you can actually share this. And from those commissions, you can start putting it in. So CFIRE has been built to share with people. Because why did I build it like that? Because I knew that it had to be something as complex, or in all honesty, as complex as this, it had to be shared with people, where people could learn step by step, and actually where they could grow in tandem with the product levels. But we've got other partners and other people that we're just super excited to be sharing all of this with you. And so I think we've actually even got like Tone on the call today. Is that right? Do I have maybe if Tone can just step in and say hello? Is he here on the call today as well?
I am. How's it going, Barnaby?
Hey, great. Welcome. Great to have you with us. Well, Tyrone, just maybe share something about yourself and even what you thought of all of that and why we've invited you on to join us today.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, let me just share my screen really quick. Hey guys, hopefully everyone's doing well. My name is Tuan, and definitely excited to be here with everybody. I think Crypto is Fire is an incredible product because I think that in the digital financial world, there's all types of different levels, right? Some people, they are pros, they know how to trade, and some of them know how to scalp. Some of them know how to do long. Some people know how to do leverage. Some people know how to do spot. And then there's some people who don't even know all the terminology I just said. Some people that are so new that these terminologies just go right through their head. And so what this allows people to do is allows the average person, whether they're newbies or they're professionals, or there's somebody that basically they're absolutely so good at what they do. They just need to be in a community and they're sharpening their axe. They're around like-minded people and they can be part of like a community where they're galvanizing and they're coming together and they can actually feel that they're in an incubating like tank, right? This incubating tank is extremely important because it allows you to be able to grow and prosper. And so basically what Crypto's Fire is to me when I first saw it, it allows that person to be able to get whatever they need to be able to actually onboard into the space. Because let's face it, this is a space that is, even though it's been around for almost 20 years, more or less, it is still a complex industry. It's a growing industry. It's a thriving industry. And just because you think you know cryptocurrency, you really don't, because every single day there's always new innovation that's actually happening in the space. I just got back from Token 2049. It's one of the largest blockchain conferences that happens either in Singapore or Dubai. And I can tell you, multiple events I've gone even months ago, it's different. You know, the lectures are different, the conversations are different, the different projects or different protocols are different. And so even the professionals and the newbies, all of like, they're always constantly coming back and they're asking themselves, what else can I learn? And so what Barnaby and the community that has put in place here, I think it's a great onboarding system. Whether you're new, you need to set up a wallet, you need to know, hey, what's a stable coin? What is cryptocurrency? How did even cryptocurrencies work? Like, what's the history behind money? I think all those will create a foundation and really propel you into all the advanced stuff that Barnaby just said, which is DeFi, earning yields and being able to stake and earn interest on your own money or being your own bank. All that stuff will play a significant role. So I think this is an amazing product to have. And if you already know crypto, what's great is that now you have a tool to refer other people and bring them into your community, right? Whether this is a community you're part of or you have your own community, you can use this tool to be able to feed into an incubating community that you're already creating already. So it's a phenomenal product.
Wow. Thanks, Dwan. It's really great to hear all that from you. And I know that maybe you could share just a little bit about yourself because you've been in crypto for quite a while. And I mean, maybe you've invited some of your community because you actually do have your own community. And just be great to hear a bit about your background.
Yeah, just real quick. I'm like I guess like most of you guys, I'm an enthusiast. I've been in crypto since 2016. Actually my background is marketing. I've been in marketing and you know, developing communities since I guess 2001. And I can do the old school Avon days, like what my parents would do, all the way up to I'm a YouTuber. So if you go on YouTube, I've made YouTube content. My wife is a TikToker. She has, I think, over 200 plus thousand followers. And so we're like enthusiasts when it comes to marketing and driving traffic. And it's just a challenge for us. Like we just love the challenges to be able to build communities. It's fun. We thrive on that energy. But then outside that, my biggest passion is getting into the financial sector with crypto in 2016, going back from mining our first Bitcoin, Zcash to Ethereum to getting into DeFi. I think as an enthusiast, I've come to realize that my passion is to be able to empower other people in this space. So moving forward, we're collaborating and partnering up with Barnaby and of course with James and the rest of the community here, introducing a very, very interesting protocol, right? We have a product that is, it's interesting. I guess I can spend the next few minutes kind of sharing you a product. And this product, by the way, you guys, it's not really, when I show you the product is really more of an excuse to educate you on how to navigate inside crypto. Because if you learn all the things within CFIRE, you become more effective at managing this product, because this product is really a decentralized protocol. What I mean by that is like everything that you see here is truly navigating inside blockchain. And the more you get strong and comfortable with CFIRE, the better you can manage, projects like this. So I'm going to introduce you guys to Political Pump. So Political Pump is a website that basically aggregates or brings unique satire-based political coins under one umbrella. That's kind of a mouthful. So what does that mean? That means that if you go to, let's say, for example, Coin Market Cap. Now, if you're new, you don't know what Coin Market Cap is. Anybody that basically is an enthusiast of cryptocurrency, they go to CoinMarketCap and they go here for one reason. They want to go here to look at Bitcoin. They want to look at Ethereum. They want to look at XRP or BNB, or some of you guys have heard of Solana. They go here to look at the price. Is it a good time to buy? They want to look at the trading volume, how much momentum there is. And again, if you're new, these are all crazy terminologies that you'll learn through CFIRE, okay? But people go here so that way they can see how well these coins are doing. Well, Political Pump is no different. This is like a coin market cap for all these satire political meme coins that gets launched, and you can actually see how well these coins are doing. And outside of that, what's unique about these coins is that, number one, they're all political narratives, so they're fun. They're designed to be fun. They're designed to build a community. Here's what I know. For myself, whenever I have a friend that calls me up and they say, hey, have you ever heard of this dog coin? To me, it sounds fun, right? People like talking about entertainment. People like talking about sports. And people today definitely love talking about politics. Back then, my parents used to not talk about politics. They never talk about finances on the dining table. Today, like right in front of our kids, my wife and I, we talk about politics, right? It's become the norm. And so with politics, it allows communities to come together really quick and be able to discuss. So you'll notice that you'll see the current standing president of the United States is right there. The current standing president of El Salvador is right here. The current standing president of China is right here. So these will bring communities around the world from every demographic to come here and really kind of like galvanize, like that's my favorite word, just come together and just say, hey, look, I'm rooting for my own politician. Okay. Now,
Well,
the
no,
second thing that,
I
go
was just going
ahead.
to jump in because you were saying some really interesting things there. One of them was you were running through some of the politicians that obviously some of them everybody's familiar with in the whole world, but some of them not everybody is, because they might be wondering, like, well, El Salvador, firstly, like, where even is El Salvador? So, and secondly,
Right.
like, it's a tiny country down there in South America, and people probably have heard of it. But like, if it's so small, why is that coin? Why is that particular meme coin? That's what this is, guys. This is a meme coin marketplace where the
Yep.
Donald Trump, obviously that makes sense why the Don is up the top. But why is the El Salvador president number two? And he's even above he's above Putin. He's above the Chinese president, etc. So there's something really special going on over in El Salvador that not everybody knows about, right?
Correct. So, I mean, Barbie, you brought really good points. Is like the interesting thing about what this protocol or this project does is that it brings a bunch of different communities around the world that really supports it. So, for example, in El Salvador, the current president is Nayib Bukele, and he is someone that is that basically brought government and Bitcoin together. He was one of the first people that said, "Hey, I want to create the first Bitcoin reserve for our government. And he actually started showing all the other governments around the world that, hey, listen, you can actually adopt crypto inside your governmental ecosystem. And because of that, lots of people in Latin America really vouch for him. And in fact, you'll notice that, by the way, all of these coins, they start off at 40 cents. And you can see here, like Donald Trump is at $727. So it went from 40 cents to $727 right now. Bukele went from 40 cents to 307.
So, Tuan, I just want to jump in. You're saying so many incredible things that are just going to blow people's mind. Firstly, folks, here's a bit of the context. Not only is Tuan like an OG in the space, he's been around for a long time, and he's been building out multiple platforms. This is not actually even Tuan's first one. That's what's incredible about this kind of technology, is whenever you have an inspiration, if you have some ideas, you don't even necessarily have to be the programmer yourself. But Tuan has really gone out there and taken his creativity and jumped into a space which is wide open. And that's what's so creative about crypto, is that anybody can come in. And he's picked a really fascinating area about politics where people are very passionate. And he's built this relatively recently, as I understand. It is actually a 2025 project for Political Pump.
Yep.
And when he's saying these coins, guys, I hope you're wrapping your head around this. The level of the number of percentages return from 40 cents to, let's go with the El Salvador president, to $300, let alone the Trump coin. I mean, this is completely crazy. And you might be wondering, well, how is it that they can actually rise that fast? And what is the economic model? It's really about the economic model, which we call tokenomics. And it's to do with a capped supply. So there's a capped supply on these tokens. And you might not even necessarily know, but that's a Bitcoin. So there's a similarity. I just want to raise that Bitcoin's maximum supply of 21 million, Tuan and the team over here, and many, many other crypto projects, they're riding on that kind of methodology, which means that the tokens, because they're in short supply, just like any collectible. Hey, Tuan, are these basically kind of just collectibles? Is that a way for people to think about this?
Yeah, I mean, I love that you brought this point, right? And again, guys, this is all reasons why you need to participate in CFIREs, because there's so many terminologies like tokenomics and, different things that are in place that as you go through and you get familiar, you're around the community, you'll get more comfortable with this, because this is about really managing your own finances when it comes, because I am not in the business of like managing your finances. Like, I want to be empowered, and I want each and every one of you, just like Barnaby wants you guys to be empowered, because at the end of the day, like, you are entitled of your own decisions when it comes to finances, right? So this is absolutely like a CFIRE education topic right here. But I love what he brought up, right? So when we talk about when we talk about supplies, right? The tokenomics is very interesting. So when you look at something like Bitcoin, so some of you guys are pros, so I might be talking, to the pros, right? But for those of you guys are new, let me dumb it down for just a second. With Bitcoin, when you open it up on CoinMarketCap, and I scroll down, you'll notice, by the way, I don't know why it's loading so slow, but give me a second here. Data is loading really slow. But you'll notice that when this thing pops up, you'll be able to see over here that Bitcoin's total supply is 21 million. Okay, there you go. So Bitcoin's total max supply is 21 million. The circulating supply is 19 billion. We'll talk about that later on. We want to keep this call short. But let's just keep it simple as 21 million right here, right? And remember, don't forget this number, 103,017 in US dollar. But then we go to XRP, which is another very popular coin around the world. And this is actually currently valued at $2.32. And you look at this one, right? Let me zoom in for you real quick so you guys can see. It's 100 billion max supply. Again, there's a circulating supply here. We'll talk about that later on in the CFIRE conversation here. But to keep it really simple, there's many different dynamics why the price is different. $2 on average on XRP, $103,000 on average on Bitcoin. Big difference. But there's different scenarios on why it's different. But one of the biggest reasons is what Barnaby brought up, It's the tokenomics. The supply is different. One is in the billions with a capital B, and the other one's in the millions with a small m.
What's the
And
supply on the? Because each one of these is launching. Each one of your meme coins is like 40 cents. They're all the same, but and they all have the same supply, right?
they all have the same supply. So this is a systemized approach to satire, political-based meme coins. It's a systemized approach. So every single coin has a 5,000 max supply. So if you look at what I just brought up, right? Bitcoin is millions, XRP is in the billions, and this is in the thousands, 5,000 to be exact, every single one of them. So what does that mean exactly? Just let's dumb it down. If you put $100 in a buy order, if you bought $100 with XRP, you wouldn't see a big price movement. In fact, you wouldn't see any price movement at all because there's just hundreds,
Actually,
over 100 billion.
Even if you bought
Even if you put millions.
Even if you put $1 million right now into XRP, you would barely see it move, to be honest, or possibly even Bitcoin. And I mean, just to if it's okay, just to sort of bounce back and forth with you, because this is fascinating, showing people. Let's actually, because what Tuan, this is an example, folks, and I'm just going to reiterate here, we're not offering any financial advice here. We're not even saying, even Tuan is not saying that you should come and buy any of these particular tokens either. So we're just sort of showing this for you, especially when something is as fun and funny and clever as this platform. But if you can just click on one of them, I want to kind of make it real and show them the charts, because we were just showing the charts. Also, we can jump back onto the chart of Bitcoin in a minute. But let's say even one of these are like the Satoshi Nakamoto. Folks, maybe you do know who that is. Actually, to be honest, none of us know who Satoshi Nakamoto is, and that's the founder of Bitcoin. So this is it's a fascinating area. Now, this is actually the 15-minute chart. I mean, is this the whole chart here, Tuan? Do you want to? Can you zoom out, like, in maybe even go daily or something, or like, is there a? How long has this chart been running?
This chart has been around for since what is it? May 15.
Oh wow! So this is very new. This one.
This is very, very new.
So this is here. So I want Tuan to just show you a couple of charts. This one was only launched this week, 2 or 3 days ago. Okay, and you can see here, because of the incredible renown that Satoshi has. And guess what, folks? Tuan would agree. This is not the first, meme Satoshi coin out there. There's been 100,000, who knows how many meme, because he's so famous in the community. This is almost possibly the latest version, and a very different, innovative version. And we are not telling you that you should go buy this, even though the chart is looking very exciting. And you need to always, in everything, and you'll hear me say this when you're in the back end of CFIRE, it's always DD. Do your own due diligence.
Correct.
Could you maybe just jump out and show them the Trump one, because it's got a bit more of an extreme chart. And these are just some examples to kind of make it real for you folks, so that you can see how fascinating this whole marketplace is. And this one's been out for I think a month or a couple of months. Let's make this for the daily or 4 hour, if that's okay, Tuan. You can change the chart. These are charting, folks. You can learn more about all of this, obviously, in the back end of CFIRE. And that's changing. So look at this. That's what I wanted to show. Like, now, obviously, folks, this is also, there's a few incredible things about this. No financial advice. You might have even heard, no doubt you have, that the sitting president launched his own meme coin token. It was very famous. I think it was about 4 or 8 weeks ago, somewhere in the last couple of months, did Trump launch that. Okay. And that was a breakthrough. But I'm not here to say that's good or bad. A lot of people are very anti that, and a whole bunch of other people are very pro. As we know, this president is a very divisive figure. We're not here to talk, politics at that angle, but I am showing you from a token point of view, how this political pump platform, it rode on that meme. And I mean meme by the actual real meaning, which is the conversation in the zeitgeist, the conversation out there in the community. It was a very smart move to launch this in the wake of or around the pump on Trump's own coin, which, by the way, his own official coin has a chart that looks very similar to that. It really went all the way up and then went all the way down. So you can see the risks here. Because can you imagine, some people were buying at the peak and then it crashed and they lost 90% or more of their money. So you don't want to mess around here. Like, you can lose a lot and you can make a lot. And we walk through all of those steps in the back end of CFIRE, showing you step by step. And this is just really one example of an incredibly new, innovative platform, but it's one among many. And so we're just showing you like how this could function, and how you'd need to have your own wallet. And which this is on the Solana, isn't that right, Tuan? The Solana blockchain?
Yep, correct.
So you'd need to get the ins and outs of managing a Solana wallet. That, guess what, folks? It's different from the Ethereum wallet. It's different from the Binance wallet. I'm sorry to say this. There's a bit here to manage. Tuan, isn't that right?
Yep. Absolutely. Definitely you need some definitely some basic education in terms of how to set up your wallet, how to get some Solana, and then basically how to make your first trade. And then from there, what is your strategy? You know, you have to have a strategy of your own. That's the reason why I say CFIRE does help a lot, because CFIRE is allowing you to be able to actually onboard those things really quickly. And you can actually be around a community of people that actually you can have discussions about this as well, because you're going to need that.
We're so excited about Political Pump. And here's why, folks. There's some other really key things that are very different. You see, because I've built out the CFIRE platform, I'm having to basically vet. That means I have to pick which platforms to show you guys. Because again, very sadly, I'm just being real with you. There's a lot of what we call rug pulls out there. It's tragic. That means that there are nefarious characters out there, nearly always anonymous. I'm not kidding, because do you know that all of this code, it's code that makes this, and most of it's open source, which means that people can just copy this, and they can copy the whole thing and put it out there under their name, or not even their name, under a fake name. And you would never know the difference necessarily. So we get it. You're trusting in CFIRE right now, today. You're trusting in the team. You're trusting in James. You're trusting in me. And we're showing you Tuan. And so it's because we trust in him. And there's some really key reasons here. One of the biggest ones is knowing the team. What does that mean? That means knowing the actual people. And why is that so important? Well, firstly, that they're willing to put their face, they're willing to put their name, they're willing to say, hey, I'm a real person, and I'm here, and I built this. And that's what Tuan is doing. He's showing you he's real. He's got a face. He's even on YouTube. He's built this platform. He's owning it, which means that there is much less risk. That's one of the key points here, that it's much less risky. It's still risky, guys. No financial advice. This is all very risky. All crypto is, but there's levels of risk. And because a team that has built something that is succeeding with millions of dollars going through it, with a name and a face and real people, those are some of the biggest ticks that a platform will get. And that's why very soon in the back end of CFIRE, there'll be a whole little educational section all about Political Pump. Why is that? Because of those reasons I just said. We are not endorsing it from like, you should go and invest and put your money in. We're not doing that about anything. Nothing. We're showing you different platforms. There are some other ones that have got DeFi yield. As I was saying, are making $100 plus a day for many of our members. But even there, we're not saying you should do that. We are just the messenger, because this is too hot and too cool and too interesting to not tell you about. That's why we wanted Tuan here today. Tuan, what do you make of all of that?
Yeah, I think it's incredible. That's that's the reason why when I sat through your explanation on CFIRE, I just think it's an incredible. I'm not just trying to upsell it. I really do believe that it's an incredible onboarding system, because there's all types of people. If you're, like I said, if you're like a professional, you're like, oh, how do I get people to really like trade with me, or how do I get them to participate with me? Because we all like to be, if you're like a lone ranger, that's great. But honestly, it's never going to be as empowering if you actually have a handful of close friends, onboarding with you and working together with you, because then you can trade ideas. And that's what CFIRE does. Like, you are able to actually have an onboarding system. Now, if you're completely new, you don't know what to do, you have an onboarding system for yourself. But there is also an incentive program. Not everyone cares about that, but I would say, look, if you're going to actually, grow and you're going to learn, why not actually get paid for doing that as well? And so I just think it's an incredible thing. I mean, I just think it's exciting, for what you guys have here in front of you. So
Really
that's pretty much
that.
it, Yeah.
That's really great. We've had a couple of interesting questions. One of them's just come through, and it's actually from a good friend of mine. His name's Troy. He's joined the call today, and he's asking, can we learn to create our own meme coins within the education system of CFIRE? So people are actually look at this. They're getting so inspired by what Tuan is doing himself. Because guess what? Nobody gave Tuan permission for this. There was no actual, he didn't have to go and ask somebody, hey, is this okay? Basically, am I allowed to go and build this? can I go and do that? He didn't have to ask anybody for that. He basically just went and did it. He just claimed it because guess what? Here's the truth of the matter. Any person, even sadly nefarious people who hide themselves, or even really great positive people, anybody can take this tech. And now there are other platforms, and I think even the name from the quite likely the Twan picked political pump. There's another. I mean, pump is a very common term that's used in crypto and many places. There's a really other super famous, very extraordinarily powerful meme coin system on Solana also called Pump Fund. Okay, so this pump. And so when somebody's asking, can you go and create your own meme coin? Just so you guys know, did you know that in less than 5 minutes, for I think even less than $20 or something, you can, I can't remember the exact figure, you can create your own meme coin over on Pump.fun. So that just shows you how, and do you know that like in the last hour while we've been talking, there's probably been like 1,000 meme coins at least created. This is ridiculous. This is getting, in fact, this week, a whole new innovation happened. I don't mean to spin you out, but did you know that there's now another system that's connected into X or Twitter, where you can just post a tweet and it generates a meme coin. This is so ridiculous, folks. I'm sorry to say it. I'm not trying to even encourage any of you to do that. But is it true that this is happening? Yes. Is it true that you'll learn the steps, the exact steps in CFIRE? Yes. Okay. But we are just the messenger. And there's a whole lot about that behind that to do with liquidity and managing communities. And there's a lot of work. If you think you can just launch a meme coin, which you can do in the next hour, and have it succeed for the next week, no, sorry. That takes, let alone the next month, let alone the next year. To make something like political pump, that's a lot of effort. It's way more than just the code. It's an extraordinary amount of effort. And so there's one other really key thing that I wanted to show you guys. And I'm going to open up the screen sharing again. We're just switching, but I'm going to show you the other massive innovation that we have here at CFIRE, and it's to do with your entire account. This is your wallet. This is over on wallet.cfire. And so basically what you can see here is an incredible innovation where you have your own e-wallet, your own crypto, your own MasterCard, all of your transactions, and yes, even banking. So basically this is an incredible structure that we have here where you can integrate and manage all of your finances. And the extraordinary thing with the crypto section in here, with your deposit wallets, some of you who may understand what this means, this is non-custodial. This means that the tokens that you hold in this wallet are fully under your control with your keys. And you can be switching in and out of crypto into dollars, into euros, into rupees, into many currencies in this multi-currency account that you have here. It is extraordinarily powerful. We are bringing this to market this month. You are some of the first to see this. You come in here, you can apply once you've got this account, and you need to join at the $99 level. From the $99 level and up at CFIRE, you get access to this, and we show you how to set up your wallet, how to connect it with your bank account, how to wire funds in and out and swap them in between on your on and off ramp for crypto, and even spend it on your CFIRE MasterCard. And guess where, if you do, as Twan was just saying, if you were inspired to start showing any of this to people out there that you know, if you were interested in earning those kind of rewards like we were showing of the $500 and $1,000, it gets paid into your wallet here, into your account. That's fully under your control. I mean, this has been in development for a long time, folks. We couldn't be more excited. This is a breakthrough of the magnitude of even something like PayPal. This has got way more power for you. And if you're running a business, let this sink in about what you can do with this. If you're looking to accept payments, you can now be accepting crypto and dollars. We call it fiat, any sort of fiat currency, euros internationally, from anybody around the world being paid into your account here. Maybe, I mean, Twan, maybe just to have a quick conversation, because it's just cool to be talking in backwards and forwards about things. Twan, this is probably the first time you've seen this as well. Is that correct, Twan? When I'm showing this?
Yeah, so what's great about this right here is that not only that, so I live here in the States, and we have access to setting up bank accounts, or we have access to different financial services that other people around the world may not have. You might live in a country where you need a bank account. Well, what's great about this is that you can actually set up an account here, correct?
That's correct. So this is what's extraordinary is people worldwide can they get access to this, and it's a multi-currency. So Tuan is making some really great points. He this is a preview. You guys are the first to be seeing this. So that's why we were so excited about launching this today. And it becomes one of the core products inside of CFIRE, giving you access to the financial education, like how money itself works, how the markets work, and most importantly, how crypto works. And inside of that, how wallets work, and how liquidity, and how meme coins, and how to trade. And now you have access to this account management system where you can be wiring funds in and out and swapping them between different currencies and different cryptos and even spending them, all completely under your control. And so Tuan is right. There are people around the world who just, in many countries, haven't had access to anything quite like this. It's extraordinarily valuable. And that's why actually at the different levels of CFIRE, you'll even find that we are giving you extra features and extra benefits to being at a membership level that basically is commensurate with what you're getting access to. So inside of the new wallet system that we have here at CFIRE, you'll be able to get access to functions and features that most other financial institutions just don't have access to. So I'd love to invite you to come to the cryptoisfire.ai, register onto the site. If you're inspired at learning these steps here, please register, and we'll be delighted to have you on board. You're going to see even lessons very soon coming up about the political pump and many other projects, because it's for you to decide. And also, we do understand it's a lot to take in. That's why one of our most simple recommendations is actually with the DeFi yield, where if you just were like, wow, I just want to spend only 5 minutes a day, you can do that. You don't need to go through all the charts. It's really only if that interests you and if that looks like fun to you. And this is a 12-month membership, folks. You don't have to do everything in day one, week one, month one. You actually can't even do that. Hopefully, when you're listening to me and Tuan, you could see we've been around this for many years. And we didn't understand all of this at all in month one or even year one. It's really, and crypto ain't going anywhere. The days are over when people were saying this is a fad. This is a financial breakthrough, the likes of which nobody has ever really seen, where wealth is changing hands, and you are basically at the right place at the right time. Because these sort of opportunities, rarely do they show up, where you are completely at the right moment, where the entire financial economic system is pivoting to give you control over your funds at the level that was just literally never even possible before. And remember, you've got that AI. That's why we're calling this CFIRE.ai. You can go in and ask any questions. Let's say any of that stuff there about even political pump or about Bitcoin or the DeFi yield. If you were confused, you can go in and ask the AI to explain it. Today's recorded. You can go back and rewatch this. There will be a transcription of this. You can read through it. But even better than that, the AI, our AI, CFIRE AI has got this recording, and you can ask it any questions that we went through today. Anything that you're wondering about, like how does this work? You can ask the CFIRE AI, the ZFIRE bot, how does that work? And maybe you could even ask it, like, experiment with different amounts. Remember, no financial advice, folks, but you can ask the AI to model out what would happen if you put this much in, what could happen, what kind of returns. And we are just getting started, folks. CFIRE was only launched last month, and we already have over 1,000 lessons, 8 different membership levels, 8 levels of AI. Think of it like a brain that keeps on growing step by step. You can be part of this. You can share it with people. We'd love to have you on board. It's been a lot of fun today. We've been going for about an hour. If there's any other questions, this is your moment to jump in and just put a question to us. And otherwise, it's been a lot of fun to have you and to walk through this so you can see it from multiple angles. There's so many angles here. That's almost like too many. That's why we've built CFIRE for you, to help you step by step. So if there's no other questions, I'm going to wrap up. I just want to maybe just invite Twan back up and just say thanks for being here. And if he has any last words, it's been a real pleasure to share today with him. He's got a huge amount of expertise here as well. So it's been a real pleasure, folks.
I'm okay. So I think this is incredible. Lots of content here. I mean, I think this is very exciting for anyone that decides to participate. And this is ground floor, you know. So I believe that, you know, being at the right place at the right time and being able to provide something that is valuable to people, that isn't hurting people, but empowering people, I think that's extremely very important, you know, because if you can really provide value and you can actually help people, then, you know, you're building something long term. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've been in crypto for some time, and some things that, you know, you're like, wow, this looks amazing, and then you do it and it's like really short lived. It's like 2 months, 3 months, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so exhausted. Then you try it again. But this is something that is timeless, something that you can actually use as a base to be able to build a community with, to be part of a community with. And of course, you know, anytime there are new projects, because crypto and blockchain, it's always changing all the time. That's something that Barnaby and the rest of the team, like James and stuff like that, even myself, we can't control it. That's always changing. But what we can control is the amount of education you have, the amount of support you have, the amount of leadership, and you might provide that leadership, you know. So that is something that we can't control. That's something that you can control, and you can control your education. And then from there, you know, the projects may come and go, but the essence of your experience and your education, how to navigate through those waters, that's something that you have as a foundation. So this is a timeless service. And then, again, for myself, you know, I'm excited to be here to be able to support anyway. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. And again, thank you so much for hosting the Zoom.
Yeah, thanks, Twan. Thanks for being here. And thanks everybody for being here. And a big shout out to James. He just couldn't make it today, but otherwise James would have been here as well. It's been a real pleasure to have everybody. Reach out to the person who invited you, and anybody who invited you to this. Yeah, register through them. And we'd love to have you even on board, even at the free level. If you just want to dip your toe in the water at that $7. If you want to get the full account management system where you're seeing the way to move funds in and out, that's when you pay that $99 at the flame level. But if you want to get rocking and start making those DeFi yields and learning in this 12-month membership, you can go to the 1,555, the ignition level. And if you want that real hand-holding VIP personalized webinars where you're asking lessons each week, that's what that media $3,500 level is at. We've got something for everybody here. And this is an opportune time when the markets are moving. Bitcoin is back above 100K. You're seeing really innovative projects that are brand new, that are just getting started, like what we saw today from Twan and his team. And we're going to be bringing you more of this step-by-step education where we're reviewing different projects. And yes, you've got that AI backing up 24/7 to say, hey, how could this work with what I'm doing at the moment in my life? And I've only got this much time. And there's no need to kind of get carried away. You don't need to get too like flustered about like you don't have enough time, because you can work with this like every evening, just spending half an hour going through this, learning about it. And you can take this as far as you want to go. As far, because none of this is changing. The presidents of the world are on board launching their own crypto tokens. You can see this is just getting started, folks. And no one has seen an account management financial command center like we have here with CFIRE. That is a world first, and you saw it first today. So we'll be doing more of these, invite more people, get back to personal value. It's been a real pleasure. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you on the next